Namaste. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you all are doing well. In my channel, we focus mainly on the philosophy of yoga, and today we will start the basic concepts of yoga. As they say, you can't build a great building on a weak foundation. To understand the deeper philosophy of yoga, one must get the basics right. Before starting with the meaning of yoga, I'd like to ask you to think of what is yoga to you. You can either write it down on a paper or just think in a word, one word or one sentence, and then after the video, check your meaning if it's similar to the one mentioned in the scriptures or not. Starting with the word meaning of yoga now. The term yoga has been derived from the root verb yuj in Sanskrit, which means union. The compiler of the Sanskrit language, Sage Panini, gave three meanings of this verb yuj. The first meaning is yujir yuge, which means joining, merging of the Jivatma, that is the individual soul, to the Paramatma, that is the universal soul. Second is yuj samadhau, which means process of attaining the highest state of mind. And the third meaning, the last meaning, is yuj samyamne, which means control of the modifications of the mind. Classical literature in yoga seems to use the word in all the three senses. After knowing these three meanings, we can very well say that yoga is both the goal as well as the means to reach the goal. Which means that by controlling the mind, controlling the thoughts, one can attain the highest state of the mind, which will result in the union of the individual soul to the universal soul. Therefore, yoga is the instrument as well as the goal. Here, the interesting fact is that yoga, however literally meaning union, can also mean separation. We can find the meaning of yoga as separation in Bhagavad Gita. Chapter 6, verse number 23, it says, Tam vidyat dukh sanyog viyog yoga sangitam. That is, separation from the union of pain is called yoga. This definition is based on Sankhya philosophy, which says that we experience pain and misery because of the misidentification of the soul with that of the body. Or you can say misidentification of the Purusha with that of the Prakriti. Therefore, the separation from the pain actually means separation from the body or the nature or Prakriti. Now we move on to understand the concept of yoga in different scriptures and literature. The most systematic literature on yoga is Patanjali Yoga Sutras, where Sage Patanjali defines yoga in the first chapter, verse 2, as Yoga's Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Control of the modifications of mind is called yoga. This is also the state that leads one to self-realization. Usually, every person is the slave of his or her mind. Yoga is a method through which one can make their mind their slave. The next very important text written on yoga is the Bhagavad Gita. The word yoga has been used in various understanding in this text by Ved Vyasa. Each chapter of Gita has been named after yoga. We find various definitions of yoga in this text as well. Some of the most important definitions are given in chapter 2, verse 48. It says, Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. Samatvam here means balance. Balance or equanimity is called yoga. Evenness of mind in the opposites such as success and failure, respect and disrespect, heat and cold, etc. is called yoga. The next definition of yoga is again given in the same chapter, verse 50. It says that yogaha karamasu kaushalam, which means skillfulness in action. Karma means action. Kaushalam means skillfulness. Skillfulness in action is called yoga. Here, skill in action means for the attainment of self-realization or samadhi. Skillfulness means being detached from the fruits of action, or you can say not expecting anything in return while performing the actions. Another definition of yoga mentioned in Yajnavalkya Smriti and also a text Yog Vashishta is Samyogo Yog Ityukto Jivatma Paramatmanoh, which means unification of the individual self with the supreme self is called yoga. Another definition of yoga given in the text Yog Vashishta is Manaha Prashmanopayah Yoga Ityabhidiyate. This means that yoga is an instrument to control the mind. Manaha Prashmanopayah, controlling of the mind. According to the Yog Tattva Upanishad, yoga is samadhi, the equipoise state of Jivatma and Paramatma. Again, you can say the union of Jivatma and Paramatma. According to a different text, Dattatreya Samhita, yoga is said to be the detachment from all kinds of pain or worries and attainment of a relieved state of chitta. Chitta means consciousness. In other sense, you can just say chitta means mind. The modern day definition of yoga is said to be the harmony of mind, body and soul. To sum up, we can say that various authors and sages have defined yoga in different contexts and applications, but the basic sense of the word yoga lies in the definition union of Jivatma and Paramatma, the union of individual consciousness to the universal consciousness. It is interesting to note that so many different types of people in different time periods came up with similar definitions and meanings of yoga, and the goal of yoga being the same for all, that is self-realization. You can call it moksha, samadhi, nirvana, liberation or salvation. There may be various methods, but all the methods must contribute towards arresting the functioning of the mind. In recent times, one may notice that asana and pranayama hold the most important position in terms of yogic practices. Lately, yoga is also understood as a method of contributing towards endurance, flexibility of the body and mind. Some consider yoga to be an important form of a therapy. From a therapeutic point of view as well, yoga is now considered to be important. Ultimately, one can understand the meaning of yoga with a holistic approach. Swami Kuvalyanandji, the founder director of Kaivalya Dham Lonavala, says that yoga has a complete message for humanity. It has a message for the human body, it has a message for the human mind, and it also has a message for the human spirit. We can surely say that yoga has to offer in physical, mental, social and spiritual aspects, and anyone and everyone can benefit from it. Now check once again what was yoga to you, and check if it is somewhat similar to the meanings present in the scriptures or literatures or not. Even if it is not similar, that is completely okay. This is what your experiences are telling you, that this is yoga for me. You can very well have your own meaning of yoga and you can continue believing that. One thing that is very important after going through all the definitions from the scriptures is that yoga is not specific to a particular religion. Even if it is saying a union of Jivatma and Paramatma, it is not the universal consciousness specific to any kind of religion. It is very, very general. Whatever you believe in as something superior, it can be God, whichever God you believe in, it can be nature, it can be any force, it can be karma. So anything that you think is a force that is superior than the mankind is said to be universal consciousness. So this was all about today's video. Understanding the meaning and definitions of yoga from different authors. Hope you could follow and gain some meaningful information from this video. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section. I will try and answer them in the next video, or I will make question and answer video where I'll be answering all the questions from the comment section. Thank you for sticking to the end of the video. Have a wonderful day or night. Subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to stay updated. Don't forget to like the video and share with your family and your friends. Stay Sattvik. Namaste.